The crisp morning air carried the sounds of hammering, clattering tools and a string of Italian expletives. The renovations had officially begun, and with them came an army of humans invading my space. From my usual perch on the windowsill, I watched them stomp around, poking at the crumbling walls of our new home. Emma, all smiles and optimism, waved at the workers as if this was some delightful home makeover show. Maurice, naturally, was buzzing with excitement, bounding across the site like an eager intern. And then there was Luca, a wiry, cocky worker who clearly thought the world revolved around him. His constant smirking, shirtless antics and overly casual "ciao Bella" to Emma had me sharpening my claws. The two older men, clearly the ones in charge, were barking orders, their weathered faces radiating authority and mild disdain for Luca. I decided to focus my energy on him. After all, if anyone deserved chaos today, it was Luca. Chaos in the making. Maurice, in all his sweet naivety, decided to help. He darted around picking up nails, scraps of wood and other debris in his mouth, proudly delivering them to the workers. But instead of the gratitude he deserved, he got waved off like a pest. "Che fai, gatto? Vai via!" One of the bosses grumbled, shooing Maurice away with a dismissive wave. Luca, carrying a large wooden beam over his shoulder, added his 2 cents. Stupido gatto, stay out of the way." Maurice froze, his ears drooping as he dropped the scrap of wood and slunk away to the corner, his usual cheer dimmed. My claws extended involuntarily. Oh no, this wouldn't do. They hurt Maurice's feelings and they were about to pay for it. First, I executed step 1, pure physical comedy. Timing my move perfectly, I sauntered out and wove between Luca's legs just as he carried the beam. His balance faltered. "Whoa, whoa!" Luca went down like a sack of potatoes, the beam clattering to the ground as he face-planted with a resounding thud. He lay there groaning, rubbing his head where it had hit the corner of a toolbox. One of the older men rushed over, yelling, "Stai attento, Luca! You're going to cost us the whole job!" I watched smugly as Luca staggered to his feet, grumbling under his breath and glaring daggers at me. "That cat is cursed," he muttered. While Luca sulked and the others worked, I noticed an unattended power drill sitting on a table, its cable dangling tantalizingly over the edge. It wasn't plugged in. Humans are clumsy, but even they're not stupid enough to leave live tools lying around. Still, the cord looked like it was asking for some attention. I leapt up, grabbed the cable in my teeth, and shredded it with a few decisive bites. By the time the humans noticed, the tool was useless and the cable resembled spaghetti. "Diavolo!" one of the bosses yelled. "Who let the cat near the tools?" Emma appeared just in time to smooth things over. "Oh no, I'm so sorry," she said, scooping me up. "Fluffy is so curious." "Curious?" I thought, suppressing a purr. Try vindictive. The panini payback. By lunch, Luca's patience was hanging by a thread. He grabbed his carefully prepared panini and perched on the edge of a workbench, unwrapping it like it was a precious gift. From my new hiding spot under the bench, I saw my moment. With stealth honed over years of sneaky mischief, I slinked beneath him, lifted my tail, and let nature take its course.
A few moments later.
Satisfied with my handiwork, I slipped back into the shadows, watching as Luca took a massive, oblivious bite. His expression morphed instantly, from satisfaction to confusion to abject horror. "Odio!" he cried, spitting the bite onto the ground. "Sadi! Pipi!" He threw the sandwich down, waving his arms wildly like he could erase the taste from his mouth. Maurice, watching from his corner, looked at me in shock. "Fluffy, did you just—" I gave him a slow, satisfied blink. "Justice, Maurice, that's what that was." Luca stormed over to the older men, holding the panini as though it were evidence in a crime scene. "Check qualcosa di sbagliato, it tastes like piss." One of the bosses sniffed it tentatively, then recoiled, muttering something about il gatto. Emma rushed over, trying to contain the situation. "Oh no, I'm so sorry. Fluffy must have... accidentally." She trailed off, unable to think of a plausible excuse. I licked my paw casually from a safe distance, fully satisfied. Maurice, meanwhile, was struggling to hold back laughter. Fluffy stands up for Maurice. That evening, as the workers packed up and the site finally fell quiet, I found Maurice sitting on the windowsill, staring forlornly at the mess below. "They didn't mean it," I said, hopping up beside him. Maurice sighed. "I just wanted to help, Fluffy. I thought they'd like me. Humans are simple creatures. They don't always understand greatness when they see it. I flicked my tail, watching as Luca sulked his way to the van. But don't worry, they'll learn, or they'll pay. Either way, you've got me. Maurice smiled faintly, his tail swishing just a little. Thanks, Fluffy. Don't mention it. And hey, I added, smirking, if Luca brings lunch tomorrow, remind me to give it a personal touch. The renovations were just getting started, but as far as I was concerned, the humans had already learned an important lesson. You don't mess with Maurice. All right, humans, here's the deal. You've just been graced with my brilliance, and frankly, you owe me. So do the thing like share, subscribe, or whatever it is you do with those sausage fingers of yours. Maurice thinks it's because you love us, but let's be real, it's because I'm amazing. So go on, hit that button. And remember, every subscription feeds my ego, and maybe Maurice's snack stash. Maybe.